My rather unorthodox life choices, which ultimately led to my being here, began in Minnesota. My father, son of Swedish immigrants, heard Mexicans speaking Spanish and fell in love with the language and its speakers. Of his 3 daughters, I was the only one that caught the bug. In high school, at Jamaica High School in Queens, New York, and in college, I studied Spanish along with other studies, including biblical studies. One summer, I went to Mexico with the American Friends Service Committee, and this inspired me. This changed my life forever, and it inspired my love for the people, because of the love for the people and culture of rural Mexico. This inspired me to come on my own to New Mexico. My childhood church was Paulus Presbyterian Church in Queens, New York, where my mother was an elder. While there, I loved singing in the choir and came to love the old hymns. This love reminds me of the importance of Carmen's work with the children's musical groups and how participation in these could be a positive influence lasting a lifetime. When I was studying at Wellesley, I became involved with the Quakers and participated in week and work camps in the poorer neighborhoods in Boston. My intellectual approach to my religious studies is shown by my paper comparing the religious struggles of Dostoevsky and Kierkegaard. This was also shown by my senior chapel talk, which we have on the tension between faith and reason. Right after coming to New Mexico, when I was in New Mexico studying Spanish, I attended Quaker meetings. I'm still in many ways a Quaker at heart, especially because of their emphasis on the inner light in each person and in the possibility of sensing the Holy Spirit in worship. Influenced by my friends and next-door neighbors, the Ortegas, I sent Steve and Rick to Martinez Town Kindergarten. Because of that, at a parents' meeting, I met Carlos Lopez, the minister of this church. I missed music and went to the choir practice before I ever even attended church, and I've been singing with the choir ever since. Gradually, I came to feel I had found my spiritual home, having the service all in Spanish and with the native New Mexicans softened my rebellion against my church upbringing. Since I found the church to be such a good spiritual place for me, I decided to abandon my intellectual approach to religion. We're never going to have those answers intellectually. Eventually, I decided to join the church. I told Carlos and the session that I felt the love of God here. Also, I liked the emphasis on the social gospel in the church. Then, mostly the support of Martinez Town and the House of Neighborly Service. Now, more than 50 years later, I feel the same way. As for all of us, life throws us curved balls. Mine have mostly been the difficulties of 3 of my 5 children with autism and mental illness. Many times, my life was a constant prayer for them. At the same time, I felt the unconditional support of the church. And all through all that time, there were incidences when people could have been critical of me and my autistic daughter. I won't go into details on that. And they never said a word of criticism or judgment. Karen still goes by herself to Vacation Bible School, and she is appreciated and supported there. Jonathan told me that after going through a very difficult time, he decided to sing in the choir. The way the church welcomed him every week after week, was vital to his recovery. Singing in the choir for more than 50 years has been a special spiritual experience. Singing the old hymns and the others, new ones, and learning new ones, all with the goal of enhancing the congregation's spiritual experience, has been very special to me. It meant a lot for me to have the congregation's support for what I see as 2 bookends of life: the joy in Jonathan and Michelle's wedding, and in the caring and understanding for the family in Chris's passing. Chris was my husband. I am especially grateful to the church for giving my Cuban friends the sorely needed religious send-off for their beloved mother. The calls and visits of the ministers, deacons, and choir members when I've been hospitalized have been so meaningful to me. Recently, Jonathan and I were moved that while talking with Jaime, he said that the choir's singing was like a gift from heaven. I love Rob's sermons and his active work in the community, and you've heard all about that last week. All merit our support. Lastly, in our world, which has recently been turned upside down, I'm sure Rob will guide us all away from fear and anxiety through his emphasis on love for all and service outside the walls of the church. Especially important is his emphasis on our holding true to the basic tenets of the church: love over hate and bigotry, inclusion and acceptance over discrimination and exclusion, the need to listen to others' concerns to gather greater understanding and empathy, all leading to a unity based on faith and love. May we all join in this effort, which has always been Second Church's basic mission. Amen.